we have three generations of Polos. It's a Polo Vivo 1.6 GTS, natural aspirated engine, Polo 1.2 TSI Highline, as well as the 2021 litre R-Line. So three different Polos, three different personalities, and I'll be taking you through them. Some of the big changes, and how things have moved up through the generations. Stay tuned.
Get your life, it's hemba da mahumusha. But if it's your life, in phone hamba ne chankora and try to start to go.
Okay, so as I said, we're going through three generations of Polos. First one, it's the Polo Vivo 1.6 GTS, natural aspirated, putting at about 70 odd kilowatts, if not more, 150 Newton meters of torque. So as you can see here, it's quite a mean little thing. It's a bit stiffer than your normal Polo, so you can take the bends, at higher speeds without things getting a bit unsteady. And as you can see, you have nice side skirts there, and then you have that strap DTS. So it has a more sporty feel to it as opposed to the normal Polos that came out at the time. And then over here we have the first line of the turbocharged engines that VW brought out. It's 1.2 TSI. This is the Highline, putting out about 81 kilowatts, 150 odd kilowatts, 150 odd Newton meters of torque. It's quite a nippy little thing, DSG, so easy to live with. And I mean, this one is my own. So yeah. Then over here, man. So this is the recent generation, 1 litre, 3-cylinder. Putting at about 85 kilowatts and just over 150 Newton meters of torque. So I used to be very critical of this car, given the reduction in the cylinders and all of that. But look, it's a great car. It's more masculine, and I feel like the economics are way better. And I think I'll go into more detail into the interior changes, exterior changes. But look, this is an amazing color. 5-spoke 18-inch wheels. I can go on forever. I mean, this is a Polo that can give you the same level of comfort that you get in your BMW, in your Mercedes. I mean, you have lane keep assist, you have cruise control, you have blind spot monitoring, anything and everything that you get in your premium vehicles you get here. Welcome to the interior of the Polo Vivo GTS, 1.6 natural aspirated. So as you can see, it's starting to age a bit, but I see they transferred over the steering wheel that you used to get in the GTI, but obviously you don't get any steering wheel buttons and all of that. But look, I drove this car recently and it's quite nippy. I enjoyed it, but as you can see, you have nice bucket seats, and then you can see the pattern here. It reminds me of the Mark 1 Golf. So yeah, it's everything that you need is here. It's a driver-focused car. In terms of your infotainment and all of that, it's more of a radio. You get SD card, Bluetooth connectivity, USB. So everything that you need is here. But as you'll see, as we start going through the generations that followed, things improved. Economics got better. But look, I think this is it's a great car. You definitely will enjoy it. If you are more of a dynamic driver, if I can put it that way. So unlike your normal Polo, this is, like I said, it's a more driver-focused car. They were looking for more sporty feel, hence GTS. I know GT is usually Grand Tourer, so in this case I believe it's Grand Tourer Sport, but I'm not too sure. It could mean something else, but yeah, that's basically what I figured. Okay, fast forward a couple of years later, now we went into turbocharging. 1.2 TSI inline 4-cylinder. So as you can see, the interior is a bit different. You have biggest changes that you see here is on your infotainment. So now you have a screen. I think it's a 6-inch screen. It's a 7-speed DSG. Unfortunately, no cruise control, but you know what they say, drip is forever, and the fuel cost is variable. Then you also have a panoramic sunroof here, and like in the GTS, you also get nice bucket seats. So you have good lateral support, and there's a lot more that I can gauge into. You have this fold multiple or acres of storage. There's the glove box, and then you have small compartments under the seats. And yeah, it's a great drive, fuel efficient, and yeah, it's a great car. The only thing that I don't like about it is this armrest. It seems to get in the way of the handbrake, but as you'll see, they did manage to improve on that in the succeeding models. So yeah, great little car, and yeah, it was definitely an improvement from the previous generation. And I must add, on a safety front, you have about 4 airbags, and I'm not sure how many you have in the Vivo GT, but I think it's also 4. But yeah, it's a great one. Fast forward to the current generation Polo. Great improvement. 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine putting out about 85 kilowatts. So this specific model that we're in, it's the 1 litre, the R line. So you get an 8-inch infotainment system, and this one has a digital cluster. But I must point out, you can also get it with PDC, park distance control, blind spot monitoring, as well as what else? Yeah, obviously cruise control is standard in most of the models. I think once you start going up from the comfort line going up, usually on the comfort line is still an optional extra, but in the high line, the R line, and the GTI, I think you get cruise control as optional. And like with the others, you get bucket seats for great lateral support. The one thing that I'm seeing is that you don't get as much in that 1.2 there was a parcel, the shelf underneath the seat, so you don't get it in the R line. And I've also driven a comfort line before, and I've seen it's not there as well. I'm not sure, maybe I think you get it in the high line as well as the GTI. So yeah, this is it's a great place to be. Great economics. I've seen even the placement of buttons. You can see the auto start stop button is here, and this one doesn't have PDC, but the PDC button would be here as well. And then I'm sure you've seen it as well, where the Polos park themselves. That button would also be located here as well. So it's more focused on the driver, unlike on the 1.2 as well as the Vivo, where it's just straight. So this one is more oriented for the driver. Hence I mentioned the cockpit. So it has a cockpit feel to it. So yeah, it's a great car. I drove it, and as I was looking on the side view mirrors, I really got to appreciate the contours. It's more masculine, unlike on the 1.2, where it's a bit watered down. So it's a great car. It's an experience, because I've been always very critical of the technical aspects. But once I drove the 1 litre for long enough, and I got to now experience what the new Polo is all about, not just the technical aspects to it. This one also has a panoramic sunroof. And yeah, it's look, it has presence, and this color really does do it justice. So yeah.
So whenever buying a Polo, the biggest risk that you have is the safety element. If they don't steal the car, they'll steal something from the car. So here, the aerial is one of the things that they take, and I'll just show you how easy it is to take it out. Just basically unscrew it. There. Then it's out. Then you don't have FM. Come back, whether it's at a dealership or a mall, your aerial is gone. The other thing is the badge. They take those badges for breakfast, lunches. They love them. So, easiest thing, super glue this thing on. And then, at least they must work, for your area. Yeah, with the badge, I'm still looking into it. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to do to make, the parts on the car theft proof. But there's only so much I can do to make the car theft proof. But at least you must work hard, before you take something or you take the car. So, yeah, so thanks for watching. And so this is just brief review on 3 different generations. So we'll be having a roundtable discussion on the Polo experience. Stay tuned.